It's, oh no, it's gone. And actually, but she didn't play last week, but there's a chance she'll come on today, depending on what the situation is.
Yeah, imagine.
Under 20s match, only one goal. That was
I watched it. I was in the room, nice and warm. And I had to come out here. Just want to warm my ears up.
Yeah, it's better this one. Sound again? How am I there? I'm okay?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Just.
Yeah. What about now?
Yeah, that's better.
Better now?
Yeah. We'll get our picture, then I can put my phone away and...
Oh, let's do it.
Better turn me...
We're going to blow away.
That'll do it.
That is howling. So can you hear me okay?
Yeah, it's much better than it was before. Yeah. I can't hear you, obviously, you've got nothing there, but I can just hear you normally. Okay, great.
And I got you coming through one ear, so that's okay.
Yeah.
Oh mate, he's going to be for ages. We can start if you want. Welcome to Deakin Stadium here in Canberra. It's a blustery, windy afternoon for the women's preliminary final between Canberra FC and Canberra United Academy. I'm Russ Gibbs, your commentator. We'll take you through the action this afternoon for the women's competition. Joining me on the gantry, first time at Deakin Stadium in this position, Ian Worthington. Ian, welcome to the windy Wild West of Canberra, I would guess you'd call it.
Yeah, the wind's very high today and it will have an effect on the game, but it's always a great stadium to come to at Deakin, and we're looking forward to a great game.
Strange old conditions, blue skies, sun's out, winds here, smattering of snow on the mountains around us as well, and there's a bit of a bite to this wind, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. There's a swirling wind, and I know both teams like to get the ball down on the ground and play, but the wind may have a big factor in the game.
Of course, the winner of this goes straight to the grand final to play Belconnen United next week, so huge stakes up for grabs for whoever wins this afternoon. For the loser, it's the end of the road for 2019. Let's start by going through the two teams as we think they will line up. Canberra FC likely to be a 4-1-2-3 formation. Nat Vasta in goal, Bridget Wright, Isabella Tamaro, Ivana Galic, Alice Churchill across the back, Krista Hagen as the holding midfielder, Rachel Goldstein and Jamie Berkeley in front of her, Mel Bunker and Brittany Palumbi flanking Grace Gill, who's been put into a forward role.
Yeah, well, maybe she's going to get the ball into feet, hold it up and bring midfield players into behind her, but also expect Rachel Goldstein to be making those attacking runs from midfield where she's been higher ups at times this season, but she'll have a great effect going forward.
Bit of guesswork involved in the Canberra United Academy formation. We think it's going to be a 3-4-3. Izzy Davey in goal, Annie Grove, Emily Jensen and Steffi Legends across the back. Molly Lawless and Tara Cannon likely to be in midfield in the engine room, with Meg Roden and Isabel Mulhall wide. And we think Charlie Mitchell, Sasha Grove flanking Hayley Taylor-Young, the top scorer.
I'm pretty sure that Heather will get her team to be expansive today, and great to see Charlie Mitchell having such a good season, former Monero player who won the Golden Boot for the club last year.
On the bench for Canberra FC, Sharon Chow, Chantel Jones making a return, Vanessa Ryan, Amy McLaughlin and Lara Agnew. Very young bench for Heather Garriock's Canberra United Academy, Ali Hinson, Isabella Barach, Jenny Hill and Alex Giddis. So more experience on the Canberra FC bench, but plenty of youth and exuberance amongst the academy substitutes.
And that's what's exciting about the game, isn't it? There is some experience in the CFC side, but also exciting to see the young players from Canberra United Academy.
Teams have played each other twice already this season. A 2-2 draw at Hawker Football Centre. And then in round 15, Canberra FC winning 2-0 here. Brittany Palumbi with a penalty and Jamie Berkeley late on in that one. The under-20 preliminary final before this Saw disappointment for Canberra FC, beaten 1-0 by Monero Panthers. They'll be hoping that their women's team can re-establish the balance for them. And of course, for those of you into your football, a little bit later on this afternoon, 4:30, you can join myself and Mitch Stevens for the men's preliminary final, Canberra Olympic versus Gungahlin United. That one promises to be an absolute belter.
Certainly be a feisty one, and two good teams who've had great seasons, and let's see who can do it.
First of all, their attention is on the women's competition, and Canberra FC in red, attacking the goal to our left in the first half. The academy in their normal green. Mal Bunker over the ball. The referee, Delphina Dermoski, assisted by Alex McConaughey and Theo Dracopoulos. There's a bit of administration and logistics on the Canberra FC bench. I think Alex McConaughey perhaps suggesting they've got too many players hanging around there that shouldn't be on there. Really important stuff.
Interesting how Canberra United Academy came out where CFC would usually come out, and they've changed ends straight away. So I presume CFC won the toss and turned back around again.
Well, CFC, the more experienced team, of course. Early touch for Tamaro. Churchill. There's their leading scorer, Palumbi. Got away from Lawless rather easily on that occasion and looks for the run of Grace Gill. Grove is back there as well to help out, and Emily Jensen. First piece of defending that she's had to do this afternoon. Lawless in midfield. Here's Tara Cannon. Burst onto the scene in the last few weeks, Tara Cannon.
She has done, and she's going to have a big effect today, as Palumbi will. I mean, Palumbi's straight on the front foot trying to get the ball forward to get Grace Gill, and CUA got turned straight away.
Berkeley in midfield. Seen out of it by Taylor Young, who's taken up a position out wide to start off. Berkeley stepping away from the first challenge, looking for Gill. No nonsense piece of defending from Jensen again. That's interesting to see that Mitchell's through the middle. Taylor Young playing wide.
Just spotted that myself. That's where she will naturally play, and before the game when we saw the teams, it looked like she was going to start out wide, which was a little surprise, but no, certainly not surprised to see that she's the lone striker currently.
Got herself on the score sheet in the reserves elimination final last week, I believe.
She is an out-and-out goal scorer. She's got a really, really bright future ahead of her. And like I said earlier, golden boot for Monero last season, and picked up where she's left off this season.
One of a clutch of teenagers, of course, in the academy team. Be interesting to see if she gets the opportunities. Her pace and that of Taylor Young might cause some issues to Nick Broznich's back four today.
She's quick, but she's also very bright for her age as well. Gets herself into some great positions, and hence where the goals come from.
Goldstein back to Tamaro. Left that one a bit short to Mulhall. Goldstein helped her out. Lawless picks up the loose ball. Driving run by Molly Lawless, one of the older players in the academy team. Finds Mulhall. Roden. Misplaced pass. Wind, of course, isn't going to help either of these teams, is it? Really, Ian, to be honest.
No, it's not. We'll see whether it drops later on in the afternoon, and sometimes does, and teams try and go with or against the wind, and then it doesn't have an effect in the second half, but we'll see how the game pans out.
Free kick to the academy. A chance for them to load one into the penalty area for the first time this afternoon if they choose to do so. Sacha Grove wanted it short. Lawless is going to take aim instead. Looks for Taylor Young on the far post.
Yeah, they've gone for the quick ball into the box, but they didn't really have the bodies forward to capitalise on that. And defensively, certainly, you can see straight away they've got the three at the back, as what we said before.
Yeah, it's Jensen, Grove and Lawless playing across the back, which perhaps is a little surprising. Here's Bunker bursting down the right. That one's come off the arm of Roden, who was back there. And a free kick in a dangerous position, and maybe the first work of the afternoon for Izzy Davey in the academy goal. Brittany Palumbi is certainly eyeing this one off.
There's no surprises there. Certainly capable from this sort of range.
I'd like to say the wind's behind her, but it's swirling around here, so it's very difficult to say. But Brittany Palumbi is definitely aiming this one for goal. First shot of anger of any note in this preliminary final, and it's going to be Palumbi to drill one and see if she could test Izzy Davey. It's the leading scorer, Palumbi. It's not got enough power or direction really to test Davey.
Yeah, she'll be disappointed with that first shot of the game, and we'd expect her to test the goalkeeper there.
She had a good season, the academy goalkeeper. Recovered nicely last week from their 8-0 defeat to Belconnen United in the elimination final to see off Gungahlin 4-2. A couple of goals for Taylor Young, couple for Sasha Grove.
What you will notice about the young CUA side is there are goals that can come from anywhere, and I think that's why they're happy to switch Charlie Mitchell from out wide to straight through the middle, you know, and expect some movement throughout the game. Wouldn't be surprised if Charlie came out wide and they brought someone else through the centre.
Well, they're very versatile. They can play in different positions. It's a free kick, a little tug on the shirt there, I think. And that's what they're taught at this academy level, isn't it? To play in positions. They're not pigeonholed very early.
And that's what I like about what they do, I must be honest, is, you know, there's a perception out there that I play in a certain position. Well, at CUA, they try and make the players competent in all different positions. It's great.
First chance to see Taylor Young stretch her legs, running at Bridget Wright, and she's definitely got the pace on the FC fullback. Can she deliver into the area? Might fall for Grove. Beaten to it by Hagen. Here's Berkeley. Nice touch from Bunker, looking to get Berkeley back in, but Legends is there. Here's Hagen. Scrappy in the middle of the park. First time we got to see Taylor Young bursting down the flank, and that pace could be a real conduit for Canberra Academy this afternoon.
Yeah, exciting to see it so positive driving forward, and we'll see how CFC cope with that.
Annie Grove, and she's left that a bit short. Goldstein might be in here. She's got past Izzy Davey. It's going to be a goal for Canberra FC. Rachel Goldstein pounces on the error, and Canberra FC have the perfect start. One that the academy will want to forget about, but Goldstein was alert and she took her chance.
And we were only saying just before the game, expect Goldstein to make those attacking runs from midfield, and that's exactly what she's done. Great anticipation. I know the ball was short, but great anticipation from Goldstein to get on the end of it.
Poor old Annie Grove thought she'd got enough on the back of it, just didn't see Goldstein lurking with intent. And she's done that for a lot of the season, Rachel Goldstein. It's 22 in all competitions for her. Well, that's uncharacteristic for young Annie Grove. She doesn't usually make those kind of errors.
And for any CUA player, really, they're so technically competent and so sure with the passing. It's she's just left that one short.
Can happen to anyone at any time. We'll see what Canberra Academy have got in response. Lawless is back to clean up. And as far as Gill, well, there's two players unmarked here. One of them's Brittany Palumbi. This is a real chance for Britt Palumbi, and that's a good save from Izzy Davey to deny the striker.
Top save from Izzy Davey down by her right hand side at the near post. Yeah, did excellently well there.
Real chance that for two straight away. Meanwhile, at the other end, Mitchell putting pressure on Samurai and trying something rather spectacular. Grove trying to turn it into something even more.
And Palumbi's going to gamble on that all the time. You know, if they do remain with the three at the back, CUA, Palumbi on the left-hand side can get in out wide, you know, as often as she wants.
Here she is, looking to turn Grove and play it forwards. Picked off in the middle of the park, but they come again.
Yeah, and Gill just dropping short to get on the ball, holds it up and brings others into play. We're going to see a lot of that today from Grace Gill.
Here she is, looking to play it forward on a different wavelength to Brittany Palumbi on that occasion. And poor old Izzy Davey, who was left stranded in no man's land earlier on. Good win from Grove. As the wind picks up again, you can probably hear it howling around us stood up here.
Swirling around, and as that ball bounces off the surface, it's causing all sorts of problems as CFC get in again.
Gill steps away from Grove, looks for the support comes in the form of Bunker. Steps inside. She's found Gill. Flag stays down. Thought it might have gone up briefly there for a moment.
Tight one, but right in front of the linesman.
The whistle's gone here. What's happened here? Was there an offside or something? Or maybe it got out of play?
No. The referee, Delphine, has just stopped the game and give a free kick to CUA, but I'm not too sure what for.
I was checking my notes, so didn't quite see that one ourselves. One for Taylor Young to chase. And when you've got a striker that scored 29 goals in your ranks, you're never out of a game, are you?
And they won't be, and we know how positive that Heather will remain with the players, and they will keep trying to attack, and they will keep trying to get the ball into those wide areas and try and create those goal-scoring opportunities.
But if Nick Brosnich woke up this morning and he wanted a dream start, well, he got one, and he almost got an even better one when Palumbi got in and Izzy Davies stood tall.
And she's in again, as we said.
Got in behind Lawless. Now chance for her to take on Grove. Goes the direct route. And Grove tidies up very nicely indeed. Good piece of defending from Grove to concede the corner. But there seems to be a lot of space down this right-hand side.
And with the three at the back, that's that's the risk. In wide areas, you would expect CFC to capitalise often in that area.
We'll probably see that later on as well in the men's game. Can Garland United like to play a three at the back? And if you could switch direction and catch team out in that position?
Yeah, my teams have played three at the back often this year, and it does has its benefits of getting bodies forward, but the recovery from wide areas is a big ask.
Hagan swings this one in. Good flick at the near post. Defensively from Taylor Young back helping out. Goldstein. Berkeley, heavy first touch. Pop forward from Galich. It's going to find its way to Goldstein. Galich again. That ricochet takes it into the path briefly for Palumbi, but there was Lawless.
Nice ball through. This is how CUA play. Good. Into midfield and out to wide areas. Great stuff.
Mulhall's touch. Sasha Grove. Roden. Here's Lawless again. Good for Mulhall, but Churchill won it in the air. Helped on by Palumbi. Now here's Hagan in midfield. Steps away from Tara Cannon. Grove was there at the back to find Sasha Grove. Now here's a chance perhaps on the break. Well, she's overhit that one. And it'll be easy for Nat Vasta, but three players in that attack as well. So when they turn the ball over, Ian, they like to get forward quickly.
They do. I'd probably like to see the midfield central players get forward and support the attackers a little bit quicker when it does go forward. Just so that they don't remain isolated up there, but I think as the game goes on they will get those attacking chances. Well,
Legends throw looks for Taylor Young, and she in turn tries to find Mitchell. Tamaro came across. Here's Taylor Young. Cannon in midfield, robbed by Krista Hagan. Done that once or twice in her career, the midfielder. She's done it once or twice today, yeah. She's very much on the front foot when the ball goes into midfield. Academy looking to spark something in attack. Churchill back there chasing. Should be able to see this out. Lawless though won't give her a minute's rest. But in the end, that's a good piece of defending from experienced Canberra FC left back. Without talking too much about the win, I do think it is going towards the CFC goal in the first half. Maybe that ball in behind, with the pace that CUA have got, it's not a bad idea. Goldstein looking to stride forwards. Grace Gill in supports. Nice return ball. And a good change of direction of the attack. Finds Brittany Palumbi. Churchill outside. Two players to aim for in the middle. Comes off of Mulhall. It's going to fall here for Goldstein rather fortuitously. And Davey got a good hand on it and needed to. It was a great save. Perhaps she should have come off the line a little bit quicker to come out and get the through ball. But Palumbi strikes one and Davies there again. Great save. Pushing it up into the air. It's still not over. Churchill back in towards the far post. Bunker was getting involved and Legends got rid of it. It's all one way at the moment in terms of attacking chances. Izzy Davey called into action twice in quick succession.
She's made 3 really good saves now, hasn't she? And, great shot stopper. Perhaps going to be off a line a little bit quicker as that ball goes in behind.
Canberra FC sensing blood here. Here's Grace Gill trying to keep it in play. Grove out there challenging, and she certainly recovered from that mistake in the first 7 minutes, didn't she? She's made some good challenges since then.
She's a very good player. I watched her play last Tuesday in a friendly game, and she's brave, she's tenacious, and she doesn't usually make mistakes like she has in today's game, unfortunately for her.
Well, finals football does strange things to people. Here's Hagan. Well, she's left that a bit short. Mitchell might be interested in this. Tamara, though, was calm. Galich finds Berkeley. Her ball forward for Bridget Wright, and the rampaging fullback couldn't take that in her strides.
And just a bit of respite for CUA here to try and get the shape back a little bit and try and get on the ball more.
But a bright opening quarter of an hour to this one. Rachel Goldstein's goal in the 7th minute. The difference between the two teams. Well, Davies only picked out Bunker with that clearance. Berkeley, opportunity pass for Grace Gill. It's well defended. Palumbi. Lawless stands strong. And Churchill looks to take it down the line, but she's overhit that. And I think that wind, we have mentioned it many times, is causing 1 or 2 issues here.
It is. Seaway are trying to get over that by keeping the ball on the ground as much as they can. CFC a little bit less so. They are happy to put the ball in the air towards Grace Gill, who's holding it up excellently so far.
They'll be pinged for a foul throw here by Delphina Demoski. So Canberra FC have it. Well, let's say Grace Gill plays that out sportingly. That'll save her the embarrassment of that touch.
Yeah, it's one of the easier ones for Delphina. Said I'd be nice about it today. It's, from the commentary box rather than the coaching position. She's had a good start to the game as the referee.
One thing that never happens up here, Ian, is that we never make mistakes in terms of what we would do in attacking wise.
It's really easy from up here, isn't it, this game?
Absolutely. And that's why we're both here. Canberra FC leading, live on Bar TV Sports. Women's preliminary final. Belconnen United watching and waiting to see who they'll be playing in the final. Hagan plays it forwards. Gets it back again. That's a nice ball as well. Looks for Wright, who's got in goal side briefly. And she might still get in. Prods it towards goal. It's good tracking back, though, by Taylor Young.
Taylor Young did well, yeah. There was a good little battle in there, and she held the player off okay.
Roden. It's her turn to cough it up as far as Palumbi. Now Berkeley. Roden, though, battles back and wins it back, rectifying that error. And that's nicely worked out. Lawless caught late there by Palumbi. Bit of advantage here for Grove. And she tried to lift it forward towards Mitchell.
Good advantage by the referee there. She nearly blew the whistle, and it was a free kick, but good advantage.
Tamaro. Churchill goes square. Plenty of room for Galich to pick a pass. Gill tries a little trick. Tricks herself in the end.
Yeah, she did. A little set back into midfield would have been the one, I think, but a little bit of creativity didn't come off.
Here's Taylor Young operating very deep today. Been tasked with looking after that left-hand side.
They have, and I'm just looking to see whether they've almost gone with a 4 here now.
Well, they're mobile, aren't they? And they're all over the park, so it's very difficult to say on some occasions. Bunker wins a free kick.
I was wondering whether CUA might revert back to a back 4, certainly with Palumbi causing the trouble down this near side.
Well, this is an area of the field in which Canberra FC have a distinct advantage aerially. Much taller set of players than the academy.
Very, very dangerous from set pieces.
Gill and Goldstein obvious targets. If Palumbi could pick one out, whips it in towards Berkeley at the near post, and it almost came for Gill. Will come for Bunker, sends it back towards goal, and it's just wide, but I think the flag had gone up in any case. Yeah,
just. I think it was just offside as the ball came in, and wasn't a foul on the goalkeeper, that's for sure. So I presume Grace Gill must have been offside.
And when Berkeley got the touch, maybe. Canberra Academy trying to play out from the back, and the press from Canberra FC, forcing the errors. And it's a laudable tactic to try and play that, isn't it? But sometimes you need to just get rid of it.
Yeah, you know, without sounding too English, sometimes you've just got to put your foot through it and clear your lines. And if there's a press on like that, playing out from the back is a dangerous game.
Well, all the possession is with those in red. Berkeley swings it in. Lawless got a touch. Might come for Grace Gill in the penalty area here, and she's eased off it by Jensen, who got a good toe on it to concede the corner.
And again, let's see if CFC are going to be dangerous from this corner. You would expect so.
Palumbi's going to take it. Galich has walked forward to join the attack. She'll take up position just outside the 6-yard box, close to the penalty area. Penalty spot, rather. Just moving away now. Grace Gill and Goldstein on the far post.
Pack the box, left two at the back, and a goalkeeper who looks crazy high at the moment. But
on the edge of the centre circle, outside of your shot. Ball's at the other end at the moment, so it won't matter too much. Palumbi swings it into that near post. It's eluded everybody, and it almost snuck in on the far post. Just needed a touch.
That's a real chance. A better connection, and the ball's in the back of the net.
Well, Palumbi's corner, whether it was wind assisted, had the Canberra United Academy defence all over the place.
You've got to give her credit for a decent in-swinging corner as well. I think it was a good ball, a dangerous one.
Try to go short again. Legends touch finds Teddy Young, and she wins a free kick.
A better ball from the goal kick from the goalkeeper. Just missed out that first line and into midfield.
The close attention of Jamie Berkeley conceding that free kick. Teddy Young's touch. Well, it's a handball in there, I think, and it's gone against Bridget Wright, I believe.
Right, very, very on the front foot to go and press the ball. She was unfortunate to give the free kick away.
Halfway through the first half, Rachel Goldstein's goal, the difference. Oh, that's a collision there. Hedy Tae-Young was completely balked off the ball by Ivana Galich.
That ball over the top and in behind in this wind is potentially going to cause problems for CFC, and it did there.
You can see the wind is definitely howling from left to right at the moment. Here's a chance, though, for Canberra Academy to perhaps use that to their advantage. Emily Jensen with the free kick.
Just too far to have a go, I think. But I have seen them go in games this season from this distance.
Mitchell on the edge of the box. Grove in there too. It's got in towards Mitchell. Came off her back more than anything else. Hagen's clearance is half charged down. She gets a second bite at it. And is helped out by Berkeley. Better pressure from the academy. And Berkeley forced to nod that into the Ivan Bullen stand, smattering the spectators over on that side. Sunday afternoon football. Another free kick. Early stages though, Ian, but at the moment you'd say that Canberra FC dominating the possession and look the more likely, even, and it's easy to say when they have a 1-0 lead, but you'd think that they're look more likely to add to their score than Academy putting it level.
I think the 1-0 lead is a fair reflection in the game. They've also had 3 other chances with 3 great saves, so yeah, they're definitely got the better of the game at the moment.
Long way to go though. Here's Grace Gill. Bunker tried to lift it towards right. Gill nods it in that general direction.
Just a little bit of a change with Gill and Goldstein at the moment. Maybe they'll revert back, but Goldstein again playing high up the field. She's back on it again.
Goldstein's ball forwards. Grove read it well. Here's Cannon. Mulhall. It's a bit of a loose one from Izzy Mulhall. Grace Gill. Looks for the run of Brittany Palumbi. Molly Lawless out there to shadow Palumbi. Forcing her wide. That's a good piece of defending from Lawless.
Lawless has done well since playing in that deeper role. I know it's restricting her from getting forward as much as maybe CUA want to, but I think first and foremost she's got to do a defensive job on Palumbi and stop that threat from CFC.
Heather Garriock barking the instructions out. They've gone short again. And once again, Bunker's closed it down really quickly. Legends tries to turn away. And she concedes a free kick and playing themselves into trouble. And as we said, it's laudable to see, but sometimes you need a plan B.
Certainly when CFC have worked it out and have got that high press right up against the defensive line at CUA, and they just can't get out when they're playing that way at the moment.
Brittany Palumbi with the free kick. Plenty of red shirts in the penalty area. Good win from Legends.
It's how Heather and the team at CUA look at it, and I know it's about the development with the age of the players and playing out competently, but are we not at finals day? You know, is it not a finals game to get through?
Well, I don't think they compromise their ethics and values, and as I said, it's good to see, but sometimes it invites pressure onto you. They've worked it out though. They've got out from that particular situation, looking to string something together meaningfully in the final third. Break in midfield, well done by Grove. Lawless. Palumbi asked to do some defending, and is in the way to pluck off the pass from Mulhall, and that's a good ball forward, asking Grace Gill to get in behind. She's got the legs to get away. Has she got the composure to finish it? Unsurprisingly, she doesn't.
Well, I'm amazed by that. Great counter-attack and quick break by CFC, and you would expect Grace Gill to score there every day of the week.
Yeah, surprisingly, she didn't put her foot through it, tried for the placement. I thought for certain that it would be 2-0.
I really let off for CUA there, and I can only imagine that Grace Gill will be very disappointed in herself. Very, like I say, very uncharacteristic.
Good opportunity to go 2-0 up. Grove prods it out. But once again, it was well worked, wasn't it, to get her in behind.
Yeah, and we spoke about how she would come deep to get on the ball and you know, set midfielders in, but she's also done very well off the back of the defence, and she's got herself a free kick now. Bundled over by Jensen. Easy one for Delphina Domoski to make. Galich is going to take over the set-piece duties. Chance for her to lift something into the penalty area. Not many targets making themselves aware at the moment. Just watch the run from Goldstein. Coming from deep, that's where it's going, in towards where she is. Just a bit overhit. Roden got a piece of it away. Might drop here for Goldstein. She might fancy this. On the left foot, Rachel Goldstein. Great effort! Brilliant goal! Fantastic strike from Rachel Goldstein. It sat up for her and she took the invitation, drills it in the corner. It's double trouble for Canberra United Academy. Magnificent finish with the left foot across the goal into the bottom corner, and you could just see her lurking all the way from the free kick, and we picked it out really, but she still needed to finish, and it was a great goal. A second for the day for Rachel Goldstein. Even coming from that deeper position, she has that goal threat. And it's probably a second goal that Canberra FC deserve. On the balance of play, I would certainly suggest that that 2-0 is currently a fair result. You could see it, couldn't you? As soon as it left the left foot, Izzy Davey had no chance of getting near it. It was a lovely first touch across the box that took her away from the CUA defenders and just give her that slight chance to hit a clean shot. On a preliminary final hat-trick inside the first half hour. Can't ask for much more than that from Rachel Goldstein. Goals dried up for her a bit during the season after a bright start when she was asked to drop a bit deeper, but she always has that threat in the locker. And you just see that little rotation. If Grace Gill does drop a bit deeper, then Rachel Goldstein makes those advanced runs straight through the centre. Mitchell. Her touch was
a bit strong, and here come FC again. Bunker looking to keep that in, stretches the leg, does well, but I think she's pulled something there. Maybe she twisted, or just as she was stretching for that ball. You'd hope that's not a hamstring.
It looked muscular at the beginning. I didn't really see a kick, but she doesn't look the best at the moment.
Well, keep an eye on that. Here's Lawless on the near sides, looking for the run of Mulhall. Churchill shadowing and forcing her backwards. And Berkeley had read that all the way. Here's Rachel Goldstein, who scored those 2 goals. Berkeley away from Cannon. Hagen looking for Gill over the top. Just shrugs aside.
I'm afraid it's not a free kick. It's just pure strength from Grace Gill to knock her off the ball.
Slight difference in physique there. Here is Gill into the penalty area, bursting forward, goes to a second challenge. There's Roden back there this time helping out. And that's one of those things that the youngsters learn at this level, isn't it? There's that physical difference.
And it is great for their development if they can cope with the physical presence of the likes of Grace Gill. But she's ruthless, Grace Gill, isn't she? And why not? You know, it's finals.
Bunker seems to have shaken off that knock. She's taken that position at the near post. Last time Palumbi swung over a corner, it was just begging to be put in the back of the net. Can she find the same sort of delivery on this occasion? Once again, it's a good one. Won by Galich. Couldn't direct it goalwards. But a threat from every set piece.
Yeah, and there's variation as well. The other one was hit along, closer along the ground. But she was certainly aiming for the 3 towards the far post then.
Davey looked to go short, but Palumbi and Gill had split the difference. Davey has to go short in the end. Now looking for another option. Mulhall. Lawless. Roden.
It's a lovely ball.
Better from the academy. Now Mulhall. Across comes Tamaro and does well.
Great vision from midfield to slide the ball in, behind CFC's midfield there. That was great.
Lawless swings it across goal. Taylor Young. Good win from Cannon. Couldn't quite keep it in though. It's been glimpses, hasn't it, of the academy, of what they can offer.
And they will be, because they're a quality young side, aren't they? And when they get the ball moving, they really are great. But CFC just haven't given the chance to move that ball enough times throughout the first half. But I certainly wouldn't say they're out the game.
Grove rides the challenge. Tamaro's there. Bunker wins the throw right in front of the Canberra FC bench. You can see Nick Brosnich telling his team to just calm things down a little bit. There's no rush for them. They're 2-0 up. Hagen's ball forwards. Gill putting in a good shift in the first half. 9 goals this season from what has been a deeper line position than she was playing last year. It's a decent return. These two teams finished second and third on the ladder. Canberra FC with 38 points and the Academy with 31. FC, of course, in the qualification final last week were beaten 2-0 by Belconnen United. Showed for large parts though that they can compete with Belconnen, and should, as it looks at the moment, they get the chance to have a go at them again next week. They'll be formidable opponents for Anthony Jagarinic in his last game.
Oh, absolutely. It'll be a stern test for them. I mean, Belconnen have been fantastic again all season, haven't they? But both of these teams are great as well, and whichever team gets to the grand final next week, it's going to be some game.
If it's to be the Academy, they're going to need a big swing. They're 2-0 down if you've just tuned in. Rachel Goldstein with a brace. 2 vastly different goals, but both of them showcasing her alertness and awareness. And there's goals all around that front four, isn't there, with Bunker, Palumbi, Gill and Goldstein.
Yeah, and they're 4 high at the moment, and there's a great little rotation and partnership between Grace Gill and Goldstein. So when Gill comes short, Goldstein makes that attacking run forward, and it's causing CUA whole heap of trouble.
Rodens forced backwards. Easy Davy. Excuse me. Well, that one's a loose one as well. Here's Palumbi. She thought about the shot. Still going, Brittany Palumbi. And that's overhit somewhat towards the far post.
I don't know whether she was trying a shot or a cross there, but unfortunately neither was effective.
If you're Heather Garriock at the moment, what are you thinking, Ian, and how do you get back into this?
Well, they're certainly still in with the shout in the game, and they are still keep trying to play the ball out through the back, and play what the good football that CUA are capable of. But how would you change it? Maybe a change of system. I'd just probably go with 4 at the back, and perhaps revert to 4-3-3. They're on the good break here.
They are with Hayley Taylor-Young. She's trying her luck from range. Long way out, but why not? First real save of note for Nat Vasta. Hagen for Gill. Berkeley. Goldstein puts the hammer down to get there. And picks the pass nearly. Grove back to help out. And Lawless. Back to Davy to start again. Annie Grove. Britt Palumbi read that all the way, didn't she?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the CUA midfield here. They've got 2 6s in there with I suppose an 8 in front, and
Palumbi swung that one in for a corner.
They've got to come and get on the ball more if that's what they're doing, playing out from the back. The two 6s have got to offer better angles of support and try and get out if that's the way that they're trying to get out. If not, they're going to have to be a little bit more direct and maybe move a midfield player a little bit higher. As the game goes on, they're going to have to take a little bit of a risk eventually.
Krista Hagen with the corner. Goes short for Churchill. Swings it in dangerously. It's popped up off of Taylor-Young. Clearance completed by Jensen. It's Legends. Plays it forward. Taylor-Young on the burst. It's 4 against 4 briefly here for Canberra United Academy. Can they pick the right pass? Taylor-Young goes for goal herself. Again from range. And again, called Vasta interaction, but she was equal to it.
Yeah, so they've come into the game more the last 5 minutes, CUA, and their attitude's fantastic to keep going and keep attacking.
Taylor-Young, the main goal threat, as she has been throughout most of 2019. Got a share of the Golden Boot, both Golden Boot winners out there today. Brittany Palumbi and Taylor-Young, both with 27 league goals.
It's a great return, isn't it?
Goldstein. Gill's made the angled run. She stayed on side here. Not much in support at the moment. Annie Grove comes across to battle with Grace Gill. A couple of nibbles at the ankle, and I think that's the best that Grace Gill could have got out of that, to be honest.
Yeah, it was a little bit, and she's used her experience to win the free kick there, but I feel a little bit sorry for the CUA player there, because you'd ask her to be aggressive in those situations and try and win the ball.
Dangerous situation for the academy. Grace Gill lining up the free kick. Might be tempted to go for goal herself here.
I would expect so.
The angle isn't that prohibitive for a strike. It is Gill, and she does go for goal, and it's an absolute brilliantly struck free kick. Grace Gill, she's done it on the big stage on numerous occasions. She put another nail in the coffin for the academy here, 3-0.
No surprises there. We could see we had a great angle from where Grace was going to take that free kick, and a brilliant strike, and nothing the keeper could do about that.
Canberra FC, number 9, the captain, Grace Gill. Canberra FC 3, Canberra United.
Much to do for the academy. Nothing Izzy Davy could do about that. Pick that one out, as they say. Palumbi sends it forwards. Got the bit between the teeth this afternoon. It's a long way back from here, isn't it?
It is. I don't anticipate that CUA will give up, that's for sure. Heather will not allow them to do that, and remain positive with the players and you know, try and keep them in a game, and let's see if they can try and nick a goal just before half time to stay in the contest. But at the moment, it's CFC. It's just relentless attacking, isn't it? And you know, they're great going forward.
They look very dangerous every time they get in to that final third. Here come the academy on the break though with Mulhall. She can't keep it in play. You could see it from a mile away when Gill lined that one up though, couldn't you, Ian? That she's got the quality to lift that up over, and the pace of it just too much.
A player with that class and experience who's got an eye for goal, she was only going to do one thing, wasn't she?
Got into double figures for the year. 10 for Grace Gill. Comes alive comes finals time. And if, as is looking ever likely, they're going to be taking on Belconnen next week, that certainly is a player who could make a big difference.
Big player for the big occasion, right? She's on the ball again.
Wearing the captain's armband. Former W League player, of course. Has been capped by the Matildas as a right back in the day. Here's a chance back from Mitchell. First time we've seen her, but Galich comes across to snuff out that attack in its infancy.
And Mitchell has been quiet, but you know, it's not totally on her fault really. The support up there when the ball goes in needs to be better.
Grove. It's opened up for her briefly. Taylor Young to the left, Mitchell to the right. Hagen nods it clear. Chance for Goldstein to get going forward again. Hagen tried to help it on its way, but Grove was there. Roden. Now that's a chase for Taylor Young again. Bridget right back. Good battle this has been, and I thought briefly that Taylor Young might have got a corner out of that.
She's unfortunate there, Taylor Young, and she's such a threat when the ball gets in behind the fullback, and I thought that was a corner as well.
All she got out of it was a telling off from Delphina Demoski for the reaction.
I know how that feels.
You and many others, I think, Ian. One of the best women's referees in the WNPL, and one of the best referees we've got in Canberra, to be fair, at any level.
Yeah, I love the fact that communication's always great on the field. You know, she talked players through her decisions.
Grove pushing it wide. Here's Mulhall. She has had a couple of games in the middle in the NPL as well, Delphina Demoski, and did very well. Mulhall takes on Churchill.
That's better for Mulhall, isn't it? The 1v1 attacking opportunity and gets herself a corner. Did very well there.
Into the final 3 minutes of the half. This would be ideal time for Canberra Academy to get one back. They certainly need something. They need a spark of inspiration from somewhere.
Certainly in the second half, you know, I think they've got to go with the high and wide players and get as many 1v1s as they can.
Mulhall swings it into a dangerous area. Came off of the back of Goldstein's head.
Great ball in from Mulhall.
Berkeley got rid of it as far as Palumbi. Now the break might be on here. Prods it forward. Grace Gill's got the pace on Annie Grove again. Might have to go on her own, Grace Gill. She shrugs off the challenge, still going, pulls it back. There's no one there. The only person was Legends, and she's got rid of it. Brittany Palumbi couldn't quite get there in time. And the Academy dodged one there.
They did. I've got to give a lot of credit to Grove there, though. Again, you know, I've seen her a couple of times, and she's a tough player, and she's got a tough job at her hands. But she's dealing with it as best she can.
Roden with a throw for Mitchell. Roden again looking to turn, and she's gone down here, clutching the knee, and she's in real distress. Is Meg Roden. I think something may well have twisted or popped there in that knee, and we don't like to see this, do we?
No, it's right in front of us, and I wasn't sure whether it was impact at first, but the way she's landed, as Grace Gill comes over to check she's all right, It's on the left outside of her knee.
And it was in severe distress as soon as she went down, wasn't she?
Yeah, she is. She's extremely
real
upset.
pain. Yeah, real pain, and it's not looking good for Meg Roden. Let's hope it's more of a shock than anything. But you'd think her afternoon's done, isn't it?
Certainly is at the moment.
Michaela Day from Belconnen United's women's team is the physio out there today. Checking on Meg Roden, the options for Heather Garrick, Ali Hinson, Isabella Barach, Jenny Hill and Alex Giddis. And we just hope for Meg Roden's sake this isn't as bad as it looks.
It's right at half time. If she can recover, perhaps they can get her in the sheds and see how she goes. But at the moment, I'm just not too sure.
Yeah, whether it was the impact or the twist when she landed, it was difficult to see without having the replay. Whilst she takes all the time she needs to recover, just recap what's happened. And Delphina Demosky, quite rightly, I think, blows the whistle for half-time. And let's see if we can get some treatment for Meg Roden and the players can go in. There was only a few seconds left anyway, so they're calling for the stretcher. So this is not the way that we wanted to see the half end. But Canberra FC go in at the break comfortably ahead. And plenty of work for Canberra United Academy to do in.
Yeah, and if we see her just getting back on her feet now to walk off, we do hope she's all right. And Heather Garrick's certainly got things to sort out in the dressing room, and she wants to keep all the players fit on the field. But yeah, it'd be very interesting. A dominated CFC first half, really, with well taken chances, but also several other shots as well, testing the young goalkeeper. But a real difficult second half for CUA, you would think.
Not what you want to see at the end of the half. Meg Roden being helped off. She's going to have to be stretched off. I doubt she'll be coming back for the second half. At the break, a couple of goals from Rachel Goldstein and one from Grace Gill have Canberra FC firmly in command of this preliminary final. At half-time, it's Canberra FC 3, Canberra United Academy 0.
reminder, ladies and gentlemen, our first grade men's match between Canberra Olympic and Gungahlin United will kick off at 4:30 this afternoon.
1-2.
Welcome back to Deakin Stadium for the second half of the women's preliminary final. We've just been on a stroll around the field and they came out a bit quick for us, Ian, didn't they? Ian Worthington joining myself, Russ Gibbs in commentary.
I feel like I've had a bit of a workout trying to get around this side of the ground.
That was a quick quarter of an hour. There's not much around this side in terms of facilities, is there?
No, not at the moment, but a great vantage point to watch the second half from.
Certainly is, and it's the second half in which the academy are going to need to do something special if they're to get back into this, because at the break Canberra FC lead by 3-0. A couple of goals from Rachel Goldstein, one from Grace Gill. There's been a change, of course, at half-time. Meg Roden's race is run, that unfortunate knee injury she suffered just before half-time. I've seen Isabella Barach join us in midfield. Good little technician.
She's a great player, Bella. She's been injured herself, but hopefully she can turn the screw a little bit for CUA in the second half.
FC's team: Vasta, Wright, Tamara, Galich, Churchill, Hagan, 2-goal Goldstein, Berkeley, Bunker, Grace Gill and Palumbi. The academy: Davy, Grove, Jensen, Legends, Lawless, Cannon, Barach, Mulhall, Mitchell, Taylor Young and Sasha Grove. And Barach straight into the action with a challenge on Galich. Grace Gill had a very good first half. Taylor Young, nice spin and turn, and off she goes, tries to put one through towards Sasha Grove, back towards Taylor Young, and the flag had gone up for offside against Sasha Grove in any case. Bright start though from the academy.
Yeah, great response. I'm not too sure on the offside, to be totally honest with you. She's pushed it past her, but anyway, we're up and running.
Alex McConaughey on the far side, Theo Dracopoulos on this near side, Delphina Domoski running the show in the middle. Let's come off of Lawless. Gill hooks one wide towards Palumbi, nods it into the path of Goldstein, who's rampaging into the area. Grove was back there defending, and Jensen tries to force it clear, but Palumbi's got it back. Now here's Churchill, swinging it low into the middle. Here's Grace Gill, glorious chance, wasted. Somehow she puts it over the crossbar from inside the 6-yard box.
I could always see that going under the goalkeeper, but let's give a bit of credit to the goalkeeper there. I think she's come out really well to try and smother Grace Gill, and I think that must be what's put her off.
You'd bet your house on it from there, though, wouldn't you? That Gill would have made it 4, but Davey did just enough. That's a bit short, but it's bounced over Bunker. Steffi Legends finds Barach. Legends again.
And I think Barach is exactly what CUA need. If they're going to continually play through midfield, they need a player with her capability to go and get on the ball and dominate the play from there.
Not shy of a goal either. Isabella Barach got 5 this season. Gill slides it through towards Hagan. Annie Grove, who has certainly cast aside that mistake in the first 7 minutes, hasn't she? She's been very good defensively since then.
Yeah, she is. She's brave and she's aggressive, and you know what you're getting from her. She's honest and hard-working, and I thought she did very well in the first half.
Hagan with the corner for Canberra FC. Nick Brosnich probably asking for more of the same in the second 45. Swung it towards where Gill is, and again from point-blank range she hits the crossbar with her head at this time.
Well, what a great ball in, and Gill must be wondering what she's done wrong, because three guilty chances that she's missed, and she'll be amazed like we are, I think.
Well, consider the goal she scored from the free kick out wide was probably the hardest of the 4 chances she's had this afternoon.
Well, it was the only one of the 3 outside of the box, and whilst it was a great goal, she could have had 4.
And probably should have had at least 2, if not more, and she might get a chance here. It's bounced off her. Legends does well to turn away from Bunker twice. Looking for more. Lawless, she's only given it as far as Goldstein, though. Back towards Gill.
Goldstein's going to be hungry for that hat-trick.
Hagan tried to slide it through for Bunker, but didn't quite get that right. But Canberra FC somehow at the start of the second half haven't added to their tally, and only Grace Gill knows how.
CUA got out the traps quite quickly, but since then it's it's been CFC back on top.
I guess if you're going to miss a couple of chances, it's best to do it when you're 3-0 up, isn't it?
Yeah, she's saving them for next weekend if they go through.
Legends to Grove. Legends once more. Cannon.
Lovely ball.
Lawless. Good build up this. Here's Sasha Grove. Rides the challenge. Lawless.
Good football.
Mitchell's pulled wide. She's got some pace. She'll take on Churchill here and tried to swing the ball in. Didn't quite work, but that was better from the academy, from front to back.
Yeah, it was great, wasn't it? Precise. Good movement through the centre of midfield to break that midfield line of CFC, and they were unfortunate that it ended up just being a goal kick.
Gungahlin United and Canberra Olympic are in the house for the men's preliminary final. 4:30 kickoff for that one. Myself and Mitch Stevens will take you through that. Still got 40 minutes of the women's preliminary final to watch first. And I think we might get more goals. Brittany Palumbi wins a corner.
I can only envisage this is going to be another threat from CFC. The deliveries from corners have been great throughout the game so far.
And they've got the wind in their back, kind of. Swirling around a bit more, but we think it's going slightly left or right. This might hold up for Hagen if she gets this right. Grace Gill will probably attack it. Bunkers in and around looking for the pieces.
It's
Nearly got decapitated by a chair there. Just flying past Ian Worthington. If the camera goes off the edges because Justin's been knocked off by a chair.
One of the worst challenges of my career, that. In danger of ending it.
Definitely a card. 2-footed by the chair, or 4-footed maybe. Hagen with the set piece eventually.
Going to be an in-swinger if it doesn't go out near post.
Needs to send this out towards the penalty, to the centre circle. Might swing back in. Here she goes. Delivers it to the near post. Davy Kems, 2 fists to get rid of it. Churchill nods it back into the danger area. Hagen took it under control. Cannon clears. Still not away. Hagen again. Silky smooth in a collection of that ball. Less so by Gill on that occasion. Mulhall.
Good defending again, though. But CFC back in possession.
Gill finds Hagen, and Palumbi wanted it, and Hagen almost put it through. An inadvertent clash with Emily Jensen off the ball there. Davies throw out. Finds Jensen. Mitchell's nod on towards Grove. Tamaro in the way. Mitchell once more. Taking up a wider position in the second half. Just put Grove through the middle and Taylor Young to this left-hand side. Here's Annie Grove. Barach. Cannon's ball forward. It's a good one in between the defence. And here's Sasha Grove. Opportunity to lift it over the keeper. Right idea. Didn't quite get the execution correct.
But what a fantastic ball in between the CFC backline. And they threatened to do that a little bit in the first half, but that was fantastic.
Speaking to Michaela Day, the physio at half-time, she thinks that the Meg Roden injury was a bit of contact, but then twist as the foot landed. Got to put some ice on it. Too early to say what's wrong, of course.
Let's hope it's not too severe, and then she recovers fully.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll send her for scans and a checkup. We wish her all the best in the recovery. Here's Palumbi for Canberra FC. Hasn't got on the score sheet yet this afternoon. Farswood at goal, and she's not going to get on the score sheet with that effort because Izzy Davey was easily behind it.
Just looking out on the front line for CUA, they've had a little bit of a change around up there. See Charlie Mitchell over on the right hand side now.
Churchill volleys it forwards. Gill tried to bring it down, but Lawless dispossesses her. Barach. And Gill, just with the longer legs, takes it off the toes of Barach. Hagen. Bunker. Hagen again. That's a good challenge from Molly Lawless.
Yeah, and again, you've got to praise the attitude of Seaway. You know, they certainly don't feel that they're out of this game yet, and they're working really hard to get back on the ball. Aggressive in midfield. I'm not sure whether Grace Gill was particularly impressed with Ballack there, but well, they're going to have to be aggressive to get back in it, I think.
She is a nuisance, isn't she, Bella Barach?
She is. That's a part of a defensive game, Barach, in that position, and but why not?
Doesn't mind a challenge or two. Doesn't care who it's on. No time for reputations in finals football, Ian.
Definitely not.
Well, that's an error by Tamaro. Mulhall tried to take advantage, but Galich was there. Nick Broznic, with his 3/4 length pants on, he's a brave man. On the far side.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether they're short shorts or long pants or what they are, but
He's
they just
folding them up.
Yeah, seem in between at the moment.
Either way, it's either a lot warmer down there or he's a braver man than I am.
Well, we've already got the damage from the chair by our side, so it must be a bit windier up here than over there.
The occupational health and safety form will be into Bar TV. Here's Grace Gill. Annie Grove got in there and put the challenge in, and not only did she win the ball, she's won a team a goal kick.
And that Grove's done great at covering behind those balls down the channel. She gets across, and we can see Grace Gill bending those runs towards the channels, and Grove's doing excellently to stay with her.
Maybe thought about going to the substitutes bench at some stage again for Heather Garrick. She's got Jenny Hill, Ali Hinson and Alex Giddis. Very young bench. It's a very young team.
Yeah, they are a young side, but they've got some talent in there. And you know what? They're not fearful of putting themselves about a bit as well. Again, Charlie Mitchell on the far side. She's unfortunate to give a free kick away, but you know, they're just trying to be competitive, and sometimes those challenges are a bit soft. Something it looks like Heather's going to get a yellow card, but
probably saying exactly what you're saying, Ian, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I know what it's like to be stood over there, and when little things like that go against you, it does get frustrating.
Didn't seem a lot in it, did there?
And I think that's probably Heather's point. You know, she'll be asking for her young players to be competitive and aggressive and strong in the tackle, and I couldn't see much more in that.
The upshot is a yellow card to Heather Garriok and a free kick to Canberra FC, which Galich is standing over. To lift this into the penalty area. It's a flat delivery. Mulhall stuck a leg up, and I think it must have come off her arm at the same time.
It did. Yeah, it came off her hand, and I'm afraid for it. It is handball, and whilst I didn't necessarily agree what the referee just did before, that she can't get that one wrong.
Well, this is definitely within Grace Gill territory. We saw what she did from a free kick in the first half from a wider angle. This is almost the perfect position for her to get this up and over the wall.
And again, there's no doubt she's going to go for goal here, but you know, based on a wonderful free kick in the first half, and while she's missed chances inside the box, I fully expect to something to come of this.
Well, she's missed from 2 yards with a header. She's missed from 3 yards with a chance that she scoops over. This one from about 25. Grace Gill lifts it over the wall, doesn't quite get it on target, and she'll be disappointed with that one.
Certainly wasn't like the rocket she hit in the first half. She'll get plenty more chances, I would have thought.
Almost got one straight away. Here's Palumbi. Onto that left foot. Hasn't got her goal yet, Brittany Palumbi. She's champing at the bit to add her name to the score sheet.
Yeah, she's had a few shots herself, hasn't she? But nothing that's really going to test the quality of Davy.
Grove holding it up. Tamaro has been all over her since the first minute. Centre-back pairing of Tamaro and Galich has been very strong, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. They look solid. They look like they've formed a good partnership in there. They've not been tested to look at the real capabilities, if I'm honest. Through the middle there was just a one ball that CUA got in behind them, which caused them problems.
Well, they're half an hour away from a grand final, and I dare say they'll get a test next week at this very venue if they hold on to this lead. Mitchell lets it run out for a corner. If you think the academy are going to need to get back into it, they're going to need to start doing it soon. Inroads need to be made. Maybe this is the moment.
They've got to take these chances when the corner. Be interested to see what they do with the corner. They've got the height disadvantage, but I'm sure they've prepared something.
Mulhall will deliver it. Plenty of green shirts in and around the penalty area. Only 2 outs left out on the halfway line. Lawless on the edge of the box. Swung in. It's a good delivery. Nodded clear as far as Baraj. Comes to Lawless. Mitchell. Oh, and she just took her eye off it at the inopportune moments. Good delivery though, and asked a question of the FC defence, which they answered well. Yeah,
they dealt with it well. Physical presence in there. Actually, probably CFC's smallest player was the player who headed the ball out, but it was a lovely delivery.
Part of what Isabel Mulhall brings to this team. Substitution here. Jenny Hill is coming on, and it's young Mitchell who's coming off.
There's no doubt in Charlie Mitchell. He's an absolutely great player, but it's just not worked out for today, I'm afraid. Both in the central position and out wide.
I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of Charlie Mitchell over the years, though. She's got 4 first-grade goals already this season, and plenty more for her to come.
Yeah, I would hope so. She's got a very bright future ahead of her, that's for sure.
Talked about this during the season, Ian, with other commentators. They churn out goal scorers. Aoife Colville, 50-odd. When she was here last season, Taylor Young with 29, and maybe Mitchell's next cab off the rank.
I would expect so.
Might see a lot more of her in 2020. Here's Palumbi. Look at that, her tally. Finds Gill in the penalty area, and once again, Annie Grove defends well, and Grace Gill is down.
Great timing. I mean, Grace Gill looks like she got a little knock there. She's certainly not gone down easy for the penalty, but the timing of the tackle was brilliant again.
I guess it was a hard-in-mouth moment for Nick Brosnich there, though, when Grace Gill fell down into the area and for a moment didn't look like she was going to get up very quickly.
Well, I think they're going to make a change anyway, but is it going to be Grace Gill or is it someone else?
It's Vanessa Ryan, I think, who's coming on, isn't it? We'll see. Be after this free kick. Taylor Young with a flick on. Galich back into midfield. Lawless won it inadvertently off her face, I think. And Barach finds Cannon. First involvement for Hill. Could only pick out Berkeley with her pass. Tamaro. Vasta sends it out towards the FC bench, and they will be able to make that change. Let's see what it is.
She's actually just gone back towards the dugout, so I don't exactly know what they're trying to do. She's put a jacket back on.
Well, I think maybe it was a question of Grace Gill, whether Grace Gill was injured and needed to come off and rest, and they've obviously asked the question, and she says, no, I'm fine.
That's definitely what it looks like to me. Grace was on the halfway line having that conversation, and she's back chasing away again now.
Looks okay. Taking on Annie Grove again. We've said that once or twice today. Grove wins that battle, and it's a corner. Be a bit annoyed if you're Vanessa Ryan. She was raring to go.
She was. She was actually on the touchline, and no substitution was made, but Grace Gill seemed to be running okay then as the ball went down the line.
Well, the last thing Nick Brosnich would need would be an injury to one of his star players, if, as it looks likely, they're in the grand final next week. Hagen finds Gill. Good interception though.
If another goal goes in, if I was him, I'd certainly be looking at maybe bringing a couple of those star players off, and if there's a little bit of an injury scare, then get them off and get them prepared for next week.
Got 3 options on the bench: Sharon Chow, Amy McLaughlin, Laura Agnew, Vanessa Ryan and Chantel Jones, of course, which would be interesting. Palumbi bursting into the area. Here's Brittany Palumbi, chance to seal it, and Brittany Palumbi gets her goal and probably knocks out Canberra Academy once and for all. Too strong, too powerful, too good. 4-0.
Palumbi's been a threat in that wide area all game, and she's tested the keeper with a couple of half chances, but no doubt in that strike, a great attacking run through midfield and brushed the defenders off, and a fine strike.
And immediately we do see Krista Hagan go, Grace Gill go. You called it, Ian.
Yeah, wise man, good coaching, good management of his players, and Grace Gill looks delighted coming off and happy, and it looks like they're going through to the next stage.
Sharon Chow and Vanessa Ryan. The changes? Not a bad couple of people to bring on, is it?
Oh, they've got strength in depth, there's no doubt about that.
Vanessa Ryan with 6 goals this season, Sharon Chow with 5.
And it looks like Palumbi's the one who's gone and played in Grace Gill's position straight through the middle.
Legends plays it forwards to Grove. Nicely done, tiptoeing past a couple of challenges, but then runs into Berkeley. Palumbi, Palumbi wants it back. She goes longer for Ryan. The chase is on. I think Izzy Davies is going to win it. Maybe the wind helped it a little bit.
Yeah, just do it too long, and even though there's fresh legs that have come on as substitute, you've got to get to the pace of the game, and you'd be very, very, very quick to get on the end of that.
I'll tell you what, Ian, if there's any of your friends and family watching from over in the UK listening to you commentate, they would be appalled to see you shivering on this platform here in Australia. You're a northern lad.
No, the blue skies are a bit deceptive. It's absolutely freezing up here.
It'd be a lovely summer's day from your part of the world, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it certainly would. It's probably grey and raining today. It usually does. And it's the middle of summer, of course.
Palumbi looks for the runner Goldstein. Remember, she's on a hat-trick. Gets there ahead of Steffi Legends, but couldn't get the shot away. You didn't move to Australia for this, did you?
No, but the sky's always blue here, which is always nice.
Like you say, very deceptive. We are quite high up here. At least there's no more furniture that can attack you.
Not at the moment, no. I've got my one injury of the day, I hope. So
Berkeley, strong in the challenge in midfield on Hayley. Taylor Young, Bunker almost stepped away from Cannon, but that's a good piece of defending. And she picks out Sasha Grove.
For anyone who might be remotely concerned about this chair four-legged challenge incident, I am actually okay. I'm a brave man who's managed to recover just fine.
Still 25 minutes to go. I wouldn't talk too soon. Here's Grove. Barach
Little nudge in the back.
Had a chance to go down, maybe, didn't she?
Yeah, I think so. And the referee's blown a whistle a lot in today's game, and that was a close one for me.
Palumbi eased off the ball by Annie Grove. Cannon. Lawless. Takes up some good positions, Molly Lawless. Always seems to be available for those balls.
Yeah, she sits nice in the 6 position.
Missing Mia McGovern today, of course. Been on international duty.
It's fantastic news for her.
And of course, Jade Trewin, who unfortunately suffered another injury.
They're still going though, aren't they? They're still trying to have a go. They're still trying to play the good football. They're well disciplined.
And we saw this against Belconnen United when they were beaten rather heavily in the final round of the season, is they kept playing for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's good to see.
Heather Garrick certainly instilled that good positive attitude into her players.
Loose ball picked up by Palumbi. Chow making the run ahead of Vanessa Ryan as well, but Palumbi pulled the trigger Wasn't interested in the run of either of her teammates. Got the taste for it.
She's that type of player, isn't she? And certainly when she's scored a goal, her confidence is through the roof, and she's willing to take those chances now. You know, there's no risk. They're comfortably winning the game, so why not?
Has got 29 goals in all competitions this year, 28 in the league, 1 in the Federation Cup. So nice round 30 is probably in her sights.
And another one who's going to be a threat next week against Belconnen. At this moment, we would think.
And they would need all of their big guns to be firing against a team that has only conceded 2 league goals all season and 2 in a cup semi-final, which was right here against Canberra FC.
And whilst Ant instills great attacking players at Belconnen, they're also solid defensively. They've got some great defenders.
It's almost been the perfect season for them this year. They drew 0-0 in their first game against Canberra FC, but they won every other match. They scored an absolute bucket full of goals, 105 of them. And we're seeing Bella Barach, the substitute, talking herself into a little bit of a sit-down. She's got 10 minutes in the bin.
Yeah, interesting rule this season. Just go and have a break for 10 minutes. She's shown a frustration there because, again, was it a free kick? It was a little bit of a soft one, and
I'm not a fan of it myself, Ian. I
No.
think if you need to discipline a player, just give them the yellow card.
yeah, make it easy. If it's a yellow card offence, then that's what you give them. And
It changes the whole dynamic of the football match, doesn't it, in terms of how you set up if you lose a player for 10 minutes.
yeah,
And also, it gives them another chance to come back on and get a yellow card. It seems a bit weird to me anyway. Maybe it'll be a rule that they'll reconsider next season.
There's certainly a big hole in CUA's midfield with the going off.
And Goldstein almost took advantage on the far post. Her eyes lit up as she went for the Marco van Basten right foot volley. That's for those of you of an older vintage.
No, I don't remember those days. Well, I mustn't have been born then.
That's not gone out of the area. We'll probably go again. Euro 88, Ian, you remember it.
I
You
remember
did
it
so
well, and I remember the goal. It was fantastic. Yeah. What some strike! And whilst he went across goal over the goalkeeper, Goldstein decided to go to the near post and hit the fence.
Very memorable tournament. England going in with huge confidence and then getting knocked out in the first round.
Yeah,
like most other tournaments that they play in.
Be great going into them. It's when they get there then the issues start. But
unbeaten in qualifiers for 10 years, I read this morning.
yeah, they had
The
another
national football team.
good win against Bulgaria last night.
The international football in Canberra in a few weeks. Socceroos playing Nepal at the GIO Stadium. World Cup qualifier. As Pulumbi looks to take on Cannon, wins the corner. So if you're in and around Canberra, get out to that.
I'm hoping it's going to be well supported. The national team have come to the capital, so let's hope that people go out for it.
Not entirely sure what the Nepalese travelling support is like.
We'll soon find out.
We've got less than 20 minutes. Canberra FC cruising to the grand final, 4-0 up, looking to add to the tally. Brittany Pulumbi, great corner into the penalty area. It's causing havoc. And the academy get rid of it. Another brilliant delivery, though, from Brittany Pulumbi. Is there something on the break here for Taylor Young? Tamaro snuffs that out before it can even get going. And now here's Chow, looking for Bunker. Challenging with Annie Grove and got the better of Grove. Cannon's there, it was a mix-up. And Ryan couldn't take advantage. I think Cannon left it for Davey. Davey left it for Cannon. And Ryan couldn't steer it home.
Yeah, Davey got away with that one, really, but another chance for CFC. See how they get out of this one.
If there's anything that Nick Brosnich will be disappointed with, and I'll come back to that point in a second because they've turned the ball over very quickly. Cannon's tidied up and asked a lot of Davey with that bobbling back pass. It might fall for Vanessa Ryan out wide. I was going to ask the question, if there's anything that Nick Brosnich will be disappointed with, would it be the fact they've not converted a lot of these chances and knowing that next week they're not going to get as many and they need to be more ruthless?
Yeah, there is. there is a point to that, of course. They need to take the chances that they're going to get next week.
Palumbi swings it in. Here's a chance off the bar from Berkeley. Chow with a rebound, and she blazes it over, and another opportunity goes begging.
And you question sometimes complacently. So not with the header. The header was unfortunate, but as the ball comes off the bar, you know, you've got to take those chances. You can't be complacent. And like you say, next week, those chances have got to be taken because they won't get as many.
They'll be few and far between if anything we've seen for Belconnen is any indication this season. Great header from Berkeley. Great ball in as well.
Lovely ball in. Met great with the header, yep.
Chow's only been on a couple of minutes, so maybe we can forgive her for perhaps not being fully up to speed with the game. She'll be disappointed she's not added her name to the score sheet, though. Here they come again. Ryan. Just too physically strong in the middle of the park, but Grove battling away. Done exceptionally well to step away from Goldstein.
Yeah, very tenacious in midfield. She had 3 players around her at one stage and still managed to come out with the ball. That was great.
And glides across the surface when she's got it at her feet as well, doesn't she,
Yeah,
Sasha Grove?
yeah, technically competent, very good. Close control.
Ball for
Hold up
chase on for Mulhall. Faster was alert to the danger.
Great start position from the goalkeeper, wasn't it? You know, wasn't quite the halfway line she was before, but you know, she came out to the ball really well.
Nice switch of play from Lawless. Jensen looks for Grove. In defeat today, which is what it looks like it's going to be. She's been very lively.
They all of them having parts, and yet they've still not given up. And we'll see a lot of CUA, and that ball does go through the 2 centre backs and to try and get the ball into wide areas to create those 1v1 attacking situations. And when they've done that, they have had an element of success.
Remember, they're playing with 10. Isabella Barrach sent to the naughty chair, as I like to call it, for 10 minutes. It's like when I send my daughter to a room for answering back to Dad. Feels a bit like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, but you know, Dad's not always right either, is it? I think in the case we've got in the case we've got it out on the pitch at the moment, it's I feel a bit sorry for the young lady sat in the dugout.
I was going to say, let's hope my daughter wasn't watching this. If you are, Dad's always right. Chow battling away, looking for the throw. It's going to be a Canberra United Academy throw. We're going to see another change for Canberra FC. In a moment, once they get the referee's attention. Right. Loses out to Mulhall. Here's Hill. Opportunity now for Taylor Young to stretch the legs. Haven't seen much of her as a goal threat this afternoon, but here she goes into the area, and that is why she has joined Golden Boot winner this season. That is an unerring finish. Thrashed past Vasta at the near post, and if it is a consolation, it's a good one.
Yeah, and they're delighted, aren't they? And you know what? They've not had many chances, but what a strike that is. Great run down the line, gets inside the box and just lashes it into the top corner. Great goal.
Gave it some venom off the left foot, and it fairly flew home. And Hayley Taylor-Young hits the magical 30 mark for the season.
And you can see why.
Brilliant finish. And the change, which was going to see Amy McLaughlin come on, has just been postponed slightly. I won't say there's a hint of nerves for Nick Brozanic.
No, again, sat her back down, and that goal, of course, from CUA comes with only 10 players on the field.
Well, it just goes to show, once they've got Taylor Young into those positions, she can finish.
Yeah, and as solid as CFC have been, the couple of times that ball's got in behind their back four, CUA are quick and have got onto a couple of those balls and got the reward with the goal just then.
Tamaro comes off. Good afternoon's work for her, and she's replaced by Amy McLaughlin, who will slot in alongside Galich. Across the back four. Churchill nods it forward. There's Chow. is there a sense of belief? There's not much time, 12 minutes. It would be remarkable if they could pull something out of the bag here, Ian. But it seems unlikely.
Does seem unlikely, but it's great for CUA that they are working hard to try and get back in the game. That never give up attitude that they've got instilled within the team, and for players of such a young age, you know, that's real sense of maturity that runs across the team.
We've seen some really good goals today, and that was up there, right up there with them. Hoping to get a few more in our next game. Men's preliminary final at 4:30. Canberra Olympic versus Gungahlin United, the winners to take on Tigers FC in the grand final next week, who will be very interested observers.
I'm sure that they'll be tuning into that game this afternoon to see if they're not here in person.
A depleted Tigers FC it will be, without Mark Shields, their leading scorer, sent off last week, without Darren Bailey, the left-back who's serving the second match of his suspension, without Nico Abbott, who's gone to Thailand to play professionally. So a depleted Tigers who've done remarkably well to get to the final. We'll find out who they will play come 6:30 or so this evening, plus a bit of extra time maybe, or penalties.
Well, they've lost 3 good players in the sending off last week. You know, it's going to be a big hit for them in the grand final. But you know, it's time for the others in that case to stand up and be counted. And will they find a hero that maybe we've not spoken about?
Well, few thought that last week they would come through against Olympic with a depleted side, a whole new back four. Players hadn't played in that position all season, and they did.
Yeah, good sign of character. You know, it's not just all about the 1 or 2 players in finals time. The whole team's got to come together, and that's what wins competitions.
Looking forward to that next week. That'll be preceded by the women's grand final. And you'll be able to watch that live on Bar TV Sports as well. I'll be there. Belconnen United versus Canberra FC, unless something unbelievable happens in the final 10 minutes of this one. Might have been the final we expected at the start of the season.
I think so. There's been some good sides in the competition this year, but are they the best too? Well, yeah, you would suggest so, as CUA are back to 11 players.
Barach's return after having 10 minutes in the sin bin. Hill tries to force it through towards Barach. Chow. Space here for Ryan to send it forward, looking for Palumbi. Annie Grove is back defending.
Guess who's there again? It doesn't matter who she's played up against, but Annie Grove has been worked so hard in that position, and it's been really tough for her, but she's been brilliant.
Mulhall's ball. Sliding challenge. Studs up apparently there. But Ryan, free kick given. Lifted towards Taylor Young. Real sense of urgency, as you would expect in the academy ranks. Goldstein finds Bunker. Goldstein wants it back. Hill in front of her. Berkeley. Right.
Goldstein's movement's been superb throughout the whole games, all the way just behind those front players. She's back on it again.
Goldstein finds Bunker. Goes short to Berkeley, who lets it run across her body. McLaughlin. Churchill. And they just overplay it slightly.
As you would expect, though, when 4-1 up, retaining possession pretty well for the most part.
Taylor Young ploughing the lone furrow. Penalised for handball. Easy one for Alex McConaughey, the assistant on the far side. Interestingly, both assistants will back up for the men's preliminary final. Just the only change to the officials, the one in the middle. Alex Toomey will take over from Delphina Domoski for the men's.
Yeah, busy afternoon for the pair. Delphina gets a rest.
There are other finals taking place today at McKellar Park. NPL 2 preliminary final between White Eagles and ANU for the right to play O'Connor Knights in the NPL 2 grand final, which we will also stream live on Bar TV Sports next Sunday, 15th of September.
Yeah, and while you mention it, it's great to see a couple of the Monero Panthers State League women's teams in finals today. So hopefully they get some good success as well.
There's a whole host of men's grand finals yesterday as well at Canberra. Congratulations to all the winners there. Goldstein missed the header. Bunker will chase willingly though, as the wind decides to pick up again. Bunker's ball back. McLaughlin. Goldstein looks for right, but it's going to roll away from her. Time ticking away.
It is. I thought we were going to get blown away then. Another burst of that wind, and as the clouds come across.
It's a shame it's very windy today, because it would be beautiful otherwise. Spring in Canberra, freezing cold.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm absolutely fine stood here. Nice and warm.
If we could get the camera on you, people wouldn't believe it. Lawless wasn't awake to the free kick in the first place, but she wins it back. Balach robbed by Ryan. Off she goes. Palumbi making the run for her. Palumbi on the left foot on the turn. And forced a save from Davey, who was well positioned. Balach.
Balach has tried getting on the ball as much as she can since she's come back on the field, which is good. Good positive response from her.
Here she is. Grove. Cannon. Brings it forward and looks for Hill. Wright stuck a leg out and did well defensively, and that's going to stay in, probably with this wind.
Yeah, Hill's come out onto the left-hand side to see whether they can get a bit of joy over this side.
Glance at the watch from Delphine Demoski will tell her that we've got 5 minutes to play. Mulhall. Legends. Back to Davey. When it all got stuck under her feet for a moment. Cannon. Grove, and they've overplayed it, and it's found Berkeley. Ryan into the penalty area. Here's Vanessa Ryan looking to add her name to the scorers list, but the left-footed finish doesn't trouble Davey.
Yeah, Vanessa Ryan's caused a few problems in the last few minutes. Started to get on the ball. She's quick. She drives forward well, and
oh, they've got into trouble again here. Ian, sorry to cut you off. It's Palumbi on the left foot, driving in at goal, and Izzy Davey will get another chance.
She will, but they've just got to get out. You know, it's they're inviting the press up against them, and it's shooting practice for CFC.
Cannon takes over the goal kick duties, gets a bit more distance. Bunker, Berkeley, Legends, Balach, twisting and turning.
Good play from Balach.
Mulhall looks for the runner. It's Grove, and she finds Taylor Young looking to take on McLaughlin, who stuck a leg out and concedes the throw. It's definitely getting colder, isn't it?
It certainly is. Yep.
As the sun goes down. Here's Annie Grove. Can she deliver something for the academy? Excuse me. Cannon lifts it forward. Volley clear. And there's a bit of space here for Ryan.
Yeah, 1v1 up the top.
Palumbi's made the run. Goldstein's gone as well, and it's a foot race. And Izzy Davey was alert to the danger and easily came to collect. Legends. Cannon to Legends again. Striding forwards. Mulhall. Should be easy for Vasta. Into the final 3 minutes.
No trouble with her kicking it long there, and it's caused a real problem for CUA with that direct ball. Palumbi knocks off it there, which has not happened very often today.
Bit of cramp for Brittany Palumbi as well. Legends finds Hill. Gill looks to take on Bridget Wright, but Wright's been around for a while, and she saw that coming from a mile away.
Good defending from the fullback.
And that's come off Steffi Legends and will be a throw right in front of the commentary position here on the halfway line at Deakin Stadium in the final couple of minutes of this preliminary final. 4-1 the score. Well, not much communication there. Annie Grove came away with it. Churchill. Ryan. Goldstein. Nice exchange of passes. And it just runs away from Vanessa Ryan. So it's going to end in defeat for the academy, Ian, but plenty of positives from this season from what is a new intake and a very young group.
They are a young side, but they've played with some real maturity today, I think. They love the fact that they try and retain the ball well. They're still trying to get on the attack now. And what's impressed me most is the work that they've done off the ball, you know, that never give up attitude. They've been aggressive. I feel like they've actually been unfortunate with some of the decisions when trying to compete physically against a CFC side who are just older, stronger, and they've been better today.
And just maybe a touch wiser in the way they use the football. They've been around a long time, a lot of these players. And they'll feel they're a real chance next week.
Oh, it's going to be some game, yeah, and let's not underestimate, as the full-time whistle goes, the chance that CFC have got next week.
Well, we seem to have gone a minute early. I don't know whether the clock's changed here. We didn't have any stoppage time at all either, but the upshot of it all is that Canberra FC advanced to the grand final, and from the minute that Rachel Goldstein tucked home her first after 7 minutes, it rarely looked in doubt, did it?
It was an uphill battle for CUA after that early goal, and a dominant first half from Canberra Football Club, and dictated strongly by Grace Gill and Rachel Goldstein, who were absolutely tremendous in that final third of the field.
Well, thanks for your company, Ian. I think we're going to go and get a coffee and try and warm up because it is freezing here now.
Yeah,
join us in just over an hour for the men's preliminary final. Myself and Mitch Stevens will be here. Canberra Olympic versus Gungahlin United. But in the women's preliminary final, it's Canberra FC who advanced to play Belconnen. They were comfortably in control of the game by half-time. 2 goals from Rachel Goldstein, added to by a free kick from Grace Gill. Men FC led 3-0. They got a fourth in the second half when Brittany Palumbi scored. A 30th of the season from Hayley Taylor-Young reduced the deficit, and it was a cracking goal as well for the leading goal scorer for Canberra Academy. But in the end, it was FC's experience and class that told. They progressed through to the GF next week. Canberra FC 4, Canberra United Academy 1.